سامحونا.
That was a man in Egypt throwing bottles filled with grain and flour into the sea, with a slight hope they might eventually reach Gaza. He urges others to do the same. So Egyptian civilians clearly express solidarity with the people of Gaza and actively want to help get aid in.
The Egyptian people are staunchly pro-Palestinian. There is no question about that.
Yet governments have escalated their crackdown on those speaking out in solidarity with Gaza in their respective countries.
I'm Egyptian and I'm saying it for 100% sure that the Egyptian regime is complicit in the genocide. It's just not an accusation, it's a fact.
While Egypt's president claims
ترحيل وتهجير الشعب الفلسطيني من مكانه هو ظلم لا يمكن أن نشارك فيه.
So why is Egypt enforcing this level of control? And what's behind its decision to block aid and criminalize solidarity, even as Gaza faces catastrophic levels of hunger? The situation inside Gaza is dire. According to the Integrated Food Security Phase classification, Gaza is now experiencing a worst-case scenario of famine. At least 150 people have died of starvation. More than 100,000 children are at risk of death, and some 40,000 infants are without formula as supplies are choked off. And yet aid is available. It exists. Footage shows aid convoys stacked up at Gaza's southern border, but not moving. And that border crossing, Rafah, lies in Egypt. On a surface level, Egypt has rejected Israeli proposals to relocate Palestinians into Sinai. Cairo insists it is resisting a second Nakba, the mass expulsion of Palestinians from their homeland. But critics say that behind this position, Egypt is doing far more than refusing resettlement. It is enforcing the siege and punishing Egyptians who challenge that. Egypt has banned convoys, arrested organisers, and shut down initiatives to deliver food and medicine. Those who tried to reach Rafah have been detained, threatened, or disappeared. Egyptian journalist and activist Hossam El-Hamalawi has been documenting the state's response closely.
Abdel Fattah Sisi is a coward. He could have himself led a caravan into Gaza, being an all-military general who's powerful and brave and what have you. But he didn't do that. Instead, he shut down the Rafah crossing, refused all the civil initiatives, and we've seen horrific images of the regime and its security forces cracking down on both local and international activists who tried to go to Sinai to extend solidarity with the Gazans.
And those affected aren't just seasoned activists.
Only last week, at least 25 women, according to human rights activists, have been detained and showed up at the state security prosecutor on terror charges for simply collecting donations to Gaza.
Even Egypt's top religious authority, Al-Azhar, was reportedly forced by the presidency to withdraw a statement condemning Israel's starvation of Gaza. But the crackdown has sparked a global backlash, especially from the Egyptian diaspora. On the 23rd of July, Egyptian activist Anas Habib locked the gates of Cairo's embassy in The Hague. He told us why.
It hurts me so much to see that my country is doing this to Palestine, to Gaza, because the opinion of Egyptian people and their point of view was never like that. We are not like that. Egyptian people never dealt with Gaza in this way.
Habib later returned to shut down the Jordanian embassy too, and the ripple effect was immediate. In the weeks since, protesters have locked at least 16 Egyptian embassies across the world, from Turkey and Iraq to South Africa and the UK. And Egypt has taken notice.
Sisi appeared on Monday and he gave a public speech and he sounded on the defensive. He sounded very, very shaky and unconfident, and he was begging Trump to intervene. This is directly linked, definitely, to the pressure posed by those protests abroad.
Back home in Egypt, however, resistance has come at a higher cost. In Helwan, two men, Mohsen Mohammed and Ahmed Sharif, stormed a police station in protest over Egypt's role in the blockade. They then disappeared. Habib fears he would face the same fate if he returned.
What happened if I go back to Egypt? Of course, they just die. I would be killed, 100% sure.
And yet, he says he will not stop.
Like literally nothing can make me stop. What's the win for me? The win for me that Gaza live and the Egyptian people live like the whole world should live. If Egypt is free, Gaza will be free.
Whether Egypt shifts its position now depends on pressure from abroad and from within. But rights groups and observers say the record is already clear. Egypt had the means to alleviate Gaza's suffering, and so far has chosen not to.